Okay, so my next video, this is Sagittarius parent. Do I have a video as well about the Sagittarius child? These are tendencies, these are generalities. You would have to look at the whole chart to know. I say that in every video though, like, somebody's like, that's not me. Well, let me see your chart and I'll probably tell you why or it is or isn't. But I have a Sagittarius moon. So in some aspect, I understand like this energy here. And so we're talking about the parent though. So Sagittarius parent, talking about the energy in general, most like more the sun, but the Sagittarius parent in general is going to be someone who tries to encourage their children to experience and learn. They are probably going to be really open to their children, kind of almost like an Aquarius parent, to be honest, open to their child kind of exploring and learning on their own. They might even be the type of parent that's like, not that they wouldn't care if their child is doing well in school, but the Sagittarius parent knows that there's more to life than just sitting down and just knowing what someone else told you to do. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to encourage their children to do well academically, but remember, Sag is the opposite of Gemini. So Sagittarius is more about the experience and the message and the experience of learning and going out and finding your own truth, right? And so sometimes Sagittarius parents might encourage their children to do different things outside of typical learning, right? Vacations. They might, if their child has a unique interest, they're going to help their kid embrace that. They're going to, even Sagittarius risings, okay? They teach their kids outside the box, right? It's my experience with that. Seeing a Sagittarius rising and how they interact with their child. So this is a rising, teaching them things that like, it's not just like, here's your ABCs. It's like teaching them, hey, this is why this happens this way. Watch this video with me. Like a very unorthodox way of teaching your child, not just sitting down and saying, now again, all type of learning is important, but I've seen the Sagittarius is more so like outside the box, like, okay, yeah, you're 6 years old, but I'm going to show you this video because you need to know about this. Like it's a very like open, like allowing their child to explore learning, knowing that their children can experience in ways that aren't the typical situation. Being very open-minded to who their children are, I'm a Sagittarius moon, so again, I'm not Sagittarius sun, but again, I have very specific, there are certain morals and values I want my children to have, right? Like, you're going to be different than me, but I just want my children to have the same values and morals that I'm raising them with. You see what I'm saying? But I know you're not going to be the same person as me. And so because I'm so like specific sometimes about certain things, I really assumed when I had kids that I was going to want them to be just like me. And the interesting thing is like, though they have certain traits that I have, they're not just like me, and I'm fine with that. Like, I just need you to have values and morals and like, and again, I'm not religious and I have belief systems, but I'm not in the religious system. And so that's not what I mean by like values and morals. You don't need to always be that to have values and morals. Again, it depends on the person. I'm not saying you can be religious if you want to. You don't have to be. Just have values and morals and be a good person. Like, that's really what it is for me. But it's interesting that I just want my kids to do that. Like, I've always assumed when I was, before I had kids, like, I would like, oh, they need to be like me. But like, I understand that. And I think that Sagittarius moon energy of like, they're not the same as you. They're, Sag is linked to diversity. Sag parents in general, especially the Sag sons, like they can be very direct with their children. Sometimes they're not going to be sweet talking them. Like, it's not like a Pisces parent, or a Pisces parent might kind of, sugarcoat the truth. Some parents, because remember, Pisces ruled by Neptune, so I'm not just making this up. Neptune is illusions and dreams. And so sometimes Pisces in general can be really great with fantasy and dreams, but sometimes Pisces can struggle with, reality. Not all Pisces people, but I'm saying like struggle with the grounding, because remember, that sign is very spiritual. So that's really the reason why, right? But Sagittarius is, Jupiter's expansion. And, a Sag parent might sometimes be kind of blunt. And again, that might work for certain signs that get it. They're going to tell their kid directly what the truth is. They don't feel like they should hide what life is like for their children. But at the same time, you're going to see that, they also might have difficulties relating to their children who are maybe more sensitive signs. If your child is like a Pisces child and you're talking to them in a very blunt way, that might not bother a Capricorn child who gets it. Like, okay, whatever, right? Or a Scorpio child, where Scorpio can internalize a lot. And you might assume that Scorpio wasn't bothered by something, but Scorpio internalizes things and fixes themselves, right, to relate to that. But also, you know, Cancer, Sagittarius and Cancer, like Sagittarius' style, especially Mercury and Sag, like it's going to be more direct and more truthful than maybe Cancer wants to hear. And so sometimes Sagittarius parents, you might find that you're doing that dance between like, I'm just being real, but why did they take it that way? And like understanding that yes, sometimes you need to tell your children or tell anyone like real the situation really is. That we can't sugarcoat everything throughout life, but also understand the ability to have tact in the way that you're speaking to your children or someone else. Now again, it depends on your other placements because some people might have that, but especially if you're a Sagittarius with a Mercury and Capricorn, you might struggle with that because you're going to be very blunt, to the point, and direct, and you're not going to have any extra filler in what you're saying because you're like, this is what it is. So that's just something to watch out for. Sagittarius is a mutable sign, you know, and also I feel like some of you guys, like, I know that people like, oh, Sagittarius is, you know, they can be very, and I know this by watching somebody who's Sagittarius parent. I've seen it. Sometimes Sagittarius can be kind of petty, even to their children. Like they can sometimes look at situations and be like, wait, because you know they're impulsive. It's mutable fire, and they can be like, oh, you did that, so I'm gonna do this. But they don't stay mad for long. I don't think Sagittarius stays mad for long if they care about you. If you're a non-factor, they don't care, right? If you're a non-factor, forget about it. Sagittarius feels no use for you. Because remember, Sagittarius is about expansion. It's about message. It's about truth and purpose. And so if Sagittarius, even as a Sag moon, I know that if something doesn't serve a purpose, I don't care about it. Like if something to me doesn't serve a certain specific use or purpose, especially me as a Virgo, Sag moon, like I'm not going to chase after something that serves no purpose. It doesn't logically make any sense. Like, what is the point of this? And so when you see, you know, so Sag parent though, because it's mutable. So now I know Sag is, you're like, I'm a Sag. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm a Sag. But you guys are mutable signs. So that means that sometimes you don't stay mad at the people you care about. You know, you're going to show them that you're mad. Don't get me wrong. You're going to tell them, like, you don't treat me this way. But okay, I'll go buy you some Nikes on the weekend because, you know. So you know, Sagittarius parents, like, y'all have that hardness to you sometimes. But you do, in the end, you do care about your children, especially since, you know, Sagittarius is linked to this idea of expansion, improvement, diversity, experience, long-term travel. So you also might be the type of parent letting your kid walk around the block by themselves. You're going to be the type of parent saying, okay, your grandma wants to take you to Paris for 2 weeks. Go ahead. Sagittarius don't have the same restrictive qualities as other signs, where another sign might say, oh, no, you can't go by yourself. A Taurus might say that. A Cancer might say that. A Virgo might say that. Who else? Scorpio might say that. Oh, no, Capricorn might say that. This restriction, this like, no, my children can't go there. They can't do that by themselves. So Sagittarius is mutable fire. And remember, because they're linked to long-term travel, they're linked to experience. And they think, like, they know that experience is the best teacher. And so since Sagittarius parents know that experience is the best teacher, they're going to want their kids to learn those lessons. And they're going to say, like, yeah, my kids are going to do this because they need to learn life. And so Sagittarius parents can be really good with making sure that their child understands how life works in a more open way. Whereas your earth signs are going to tell you more how life works in a practical way, right? You know, when you go to school, you do this. Or when you have this happen, you do this. This is how you do this. They're going to teach them more routine and structure. But Sagittarius is more like, let's go explore life. Let's go see what it is, because we need to be able to do that. Now, the only problem sometimes you can have there, again, like I said, that the tact and the way you talk to your kids can sometimes be pushing them into experiences they're not ready for yet. And so Sagittarius parents, you really have to understand like the boundaries that sometimes your child might have, especially if they're a Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, more sensitive, Pisces. Pisces is more, you know, needs more guidance sometimes. Like if you're a Sag parent, you're gonna have to guide your Pisces child a little bit more than you would another sign, because you're like, hey, go explore. Pisces is mutable water. So they're also going to seek where they're comfortable. Like they're mutable, so they can kind of go any way as well. But you want to kind of give them direction, because mutable water is about their feelings, their spirituality, their own world. So that's an interesting blend there. If you're a Sag parent with a Pisces child, that I might do a video. That's a whole different experience. It is. And so, you know, that's typically what it is with Sagittarius parents. You know, they want their child to learn more about the world. They care about them getting good grades, but they understand there's more to life than that. And they know that experience is the best teacher. All right, so that's pretty much it for the Sag parent. If you need any information on your own birth chart or would like to order a reading, you can go to www.amethystvirgo.com. I will give you a 7 to 10 page report that I type up and write specifically for you and your placements. And I also send you a video where I show you your chart and I basically record what all the different placements mean. Thank you for watching.